Welcome to the music industry. You better keep up.
Yo, the A, the H, the M, nobody replacing him. Got what it takes to win. Shout out to my boys doing 8 to 10.
A car just rolled by playing the record.
Hip-hop is gonna take over the music business. For Ray Records, it's gonna be a force.
All right, listen up. I'm looking for a star. Bring it. Right here.
Words of a mastermind, that's how I'm feeling, knocking MCs out like Mike Tyson did Givens. So stop all the fronting and acting. Barry Foray wants to meet you.
Did I say you could play it?
Is dope. He has a great voice, great delivery.
He's a drug-dealing murderer, son.
I got what it takes. I will never break.
Go get the tape. Now.
No, your man ain't ready. Who's next?
I got what it takes.
What exactly is Foray gonna do for my baby?
No matter what they say, man, I got what it takes.
He's gonna make her a star.
I got what it takes.
You are a hustler.
You say that like it's a bad thing. I don't get the sense that you're the type to aim for the middle.
It takes.
Now, if you're gonna make music, I want you to make history.
This is hip-hop.
This is business. The only color that matters is green.
You're willing to just walk away from everything you have ever dreamed about, wishing for a chance at greatness.
Can you feel it?
That's the program. You either with it or you not. Yeah, boy.
Wow. You guys are a fun cast.
We try.
Seriously, I was watching the behind-the-scenes videos that they're putting out. Like, you seem like the jokester, Mac.
Me?
Yeah.
What? Whatever. What gives you that idea?
Facts. Facts. So what's the biggest joke that he's played on the cast so far?
Honestly, you know what? I have to say that, like, Mac is always chill.
Yeah. Really?
I mean,
I was gonna say he's more a lover,
Afton
not
is
a
the
joker.
Sinqua is the diplomat, so he's gonna say that regardless.
I say Afton is the joke.
Sinqua's running for president.
I am.
Far for president, 2025.
Please run for president.
Yo, so where were y'all in 1990? Aside from, like, me, who was a twinkle in my dad's eye, but everybody else, like, this is taking place in the heart of New York City.
Yeah.
You know, gritty, hip-hop, when it was raw. Where were you guys?
I was in grade school wishing I was old enough to like pump it and like dance it out. So I was being told go to bed. So that's what I was doing. So that's why this is like living a dream, because I'm like, can't nobody tell me to stop. So yeah.
And you had a good year too. Like, you were just in the night of. Can you please make some noise? HBO.
Hey!
Ow! You know?
Hey.
Thank you.
And you're playing the assistant to Barry.
Yes.
And I think we should all say this together. Like, if anybody's an intern or was a producer, or an associate producer or PA, what is the rules for timeliness?
Oh, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early.
If you're early?
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're fired.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Barry.
And I live by that, so.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth, though. Like, it's such a hustle. Like, and you play, and Ali plays an unpaid photographer.
That's right. That's right. I'm hustling. I'm like holding all these jobs outside just so I can work for this man for free.
It's the American way. You know what I'm saying?
So what is Barry's, I guess, leadership management style? Is it more of like a Suge Knight? Are you holding people over the banister? Is it more of a Diddy, or is it more of a Russell?
Initially, we looked at it like more of a Russell. We meaning, you know, Seath Man, who directed and one of the producers. That's what we talked about. We used Puffy and we used Russell Simmons, so not the Suge Knight kind.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, a little too aggressive. And the thing I noticed, like you mentioned, Seath also worked on The Wire, and Sinqua. I noticed that actually, Antoine. I noticed that a lot of your scenes, especially when you're in the Fort Greene projects, they kind of look a little Marlowe-esque. Like, you're sitting in the middle of a playground with all your capos surrounding you, and like is a gruff character who speaks in really small bits but has some eloquent rhymes. What was the inspiration for him?
Oh man, was economy in everything. You know, economy in words, economy in deeds. So his words mean a lot to him. I think that's why rapping is such a pastime for him, such a love for him, because he puts so much into what he says. So he's more of action than words. So when you think about who I was studying, there was a lot of Rakim, there was a lot of X, there was a lot of early J, Biggie, those cats like that.
But I like that they give him this real edge. It's almost like this is like when hip hop was quote unquote authentic. Do you feel that this like really runs through the veins of this show continually?
I mean, absolutely, completely. I think that was one of the main things we all kind of signed on to it. Is the authentic thing, you know? Dan Charnas is so much of a stickler for making sure, like, we are so on point with what we're doing, exactly where we are in the moment, that it's kind of, you have no other choice but to be authentic.
Yeah, one time we were on set and Dan came and critiqued my shoes.
I was just about to say shoe
He literally looked and he said, I buy it. Early 90s, I buy it. Because it was like, I don't know if those are gonna play, and if they didn't play, he was gonna make me change them.
Yeah, he did the same thing with my shoes. My lady shoes.
My lady
That's
shoes.
right.
Like, those aren't 90s.
Yeah. He's like, that's a little late. I was like, okay, I guess I won't wear these.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting when the producers come over and they give you the overlook, but they're just judging to see if it makes sense or not. You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah. I mean, you look cute or everything, but did they have belly rings? And like, oh yeah, okay, good. You know,
They
it's
never
just
look at you in the eye either. Literally, they're like looking at this, and they're going, it was, what
It's
happened?
because, and you know what I think is brilliant is because they're inherently overall storytellers. They're telling a story through us. So whether we're worried about our halter tops or whatever, they're like, how does this make sense? And they have that overall all-seeing eye. So it's a blessing that they're so authentic and dope and like critiquing every single thing, because I think that's what gave us that movie that won us a series.
Yeah, the movie debuted last year. It was actually the second movie, number 2 movie amongst 18 to 49-year-olds.
Yes, it was.
Yes, that's a pretty huge demographic. I hope you guys know that. That's pretty amazing. And then you guys get an 8-episode run.
Honor.
Wow, on VH1.
Yeah.
And they've done pretty well with like, you know, scripted series from like the 90s nostalgia. Like, it feels like we're all kind of trying to get back to that time where like Whitewater was the worst of our problems.
Exactly.
Mac, so I know we're talking about authenticity. For all the people in the audience that don't know the irony of Method Man playing your father, can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Nah, man, it's amazing. You know, I actually, for people who don't know, I grew up in Staten Island, New York. More specifically in Park Hill and Stapleton, right where Wu-Tang was made. So as I was growing up, you know, Wu-Tang was like our superheroes. Like, they'd pop up every now and then, give you like $20, save the day, like that type of thing. So they used to come to my dad's barbershop all the time. My dad owned a barbershop in Park Hill, and Meth and Ray and Ghost and RZA, all of them, they were kind of just, it started off as watching me grow up as a little shorty in the barbershop, and then as my career started to progress, it was like tutelage, making sure that I don't make the same mistakes they did, and now, years and years later, Meth is playing my dad in a TV show. It's crazy. It's
Who is
full circle.
against rap? Huh? Who is against all things producing rap?
Exactly. Which is the craziest.
Which is hilarious.
I thought he plays a very good father.
He's amazing.
So good.
Yo,
Through the plays
a very, very good father. He smacked the hat off your head when he picked you up. Like, he plays a very good father. Wow.
yeah, he does. He really does.
So
It's funny. He'll be like, let me see. I'm gonna play your mom's, cause he know my mom and dad. He's like, I'm gonna hit you with the Monique right now. Actually, nah. I'm gonna hit you with the Paul right now. Watch. Like, dang.
And they used to call you Lil Paul, right?
Little Paul, yeah.
So, Wood, you're one of the most tenured actors on this whole cast. How you keeping these youngins on their toes?
I don't have to. They're cut from like the cloth of being on their toes already type. Like, they're just great castmates. I don't have to do anything.
That's pretty generous. I think he ups everyone's game.
Oh, it's
He leads by example.
How do you keep Wood on his toes? Let's flip it then. You know, like.
Nah, it's more like we're all students, man.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't look at it that way. I look at it like you know, I don't look at myself like I'm teaching when I'm.
I do because I feel like it's the Karate Kid, and I'm like, whatever do you need me to do?
Absolutely.
Whatever you need
Wax
me to do.
on, wax
on,
Wax on, wax off.
That's actually what Av told me
But
on
they are
like
very-
my first day of shooting. She was like, you just gotta watch him and Miyagi it. Like that literally was what she told me.
My first scene afterwards, Wood was like, I just met him, and he was like, I like what you did in there, and I almost died. Like I went home and I was like, Dear Diary.
I know you
Yeah,
think
my first scene meeting him was Nikki Jones. You late? This what you doing? You just meander and give you a job. You coming in. That was the first day we met. And that was
First
the
day.
first scene. I didn't have time. I watched the movie and I was like, oh, that's real. I was just like, oh, hi, Mr. Woodhair. Yeah, Nikki Jones. And I was like, oh, okay. But I really feel like it just fueled the entire movie. You know, we did it so out of sequence that you could get afraid of getting lost in where you're at and who you're talking to in the storyline of the show. But you helped just ground it every single time with every single scene, and that is amazing. And so Nikki looks up to Barry just like Afton looks up and gives homage
Oh
to
my
Wood.
God! All right,
Man, I'm about to cry.
What? Let me start paying these people right now. Like, oh my God.
the tax write-off, tax.
Yeah, tax write-off. That's nice. I just focus on the task, because we're there for 12 to 14, 16 hours, and we spend a lot of time with each other, half a day every day, and sometimes you can lose focus on the task. So I just try to be focused on the task the whole 12 hours, really.
And you are.
For them. So that's kind of it, really.
We
And if they
appreciate
pick
you,
up on
Wood.
that or not, that's cool. I'm not really trying to, but they are the types that you get things from, and it's good if I could give things too, because they're very talented, very, very talented. And I'm kind of lucky that I get to work with talented people a lot. If you look at the things I'm in, it's it's Idris Elba, it's Ryan Gosling, it's not just me, it's the talent around me. They make me look good too. So
I appreciate that.
that's a
We
fact.
appreciate
Yeah, thanks, Wood, but you're pretty
you, Wood.
And he's saying Ryan Gosling on Remember the Titans, back when Ryan Gosling was a liability at cornerback.
Yeah.
Worst cornerback in the game.
So, Sinqua, you also played on Power.
Yes.
As Sean, and what is like the feeling of just playing like powerful black roles with other black actors, and just just how the diversity of this cast and in general, like just making
Thank
sure
God.
that representation is met.
Number one, I have to say that what I really love about the cast is the diversity. I think that that's something that we do on the show that is very unique, and I think it's really authentic to New York. I think that when you live in New York, you cast without color in your friendships and in your social groups, and I think that we do that on the breaks very, very effortlessly.
But without ignoring it.
Yeah, without ignoring it, we identify it absolutely.
Yes. We
Yeah.
all have blind spots, and we
Yes,
can't ignore
exactly.
these blind, so we have to look at them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that, to just to answer the question, I feel like that's the movement of today. I think that we're telling stories. I think we're telling authentic stories, and we're just giving a window that people were always curious about, and now they're getting the information to know how it all comes together and how people live. And it's just kind of like shedding light from Power to The Breaks and other great shows that are just telling authentic stories, and we're doing that.
And one thing I loved is how they kind of play a little fun to like the gentrification of New York City. Like for instance, like Antoine, you're in the Fort Greene Projects, which now has a matcha bar, so.
Crazy.
And Evan Handler, who plays Jugs, is the father of your boyfriend on the show, David. And he says to him, why would you want to move to Williamsburg?
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going away. He was like, it's Williamsburg. And he makes a comment about Jersey. It just shows how much we've grown and how different everything is now as opposed to 1990, that summer.
It's like the drastic changes. I want to pivot a little bit to Broadway. Ali, you've had some work on there.
Oh yeah, I've been very lucky.
Talk about like how stage acting has influenced the work you do on screen.
Well, on film and TV stuff, you don't have a lot of time. And on stage, you're sort of spending every day rehearsing and building a family so that when you go out to perform, you feel really relaxed and comfortable with each other. So I feel like the night, even they're totally different mediums, but I think what's nice about the stage stuff is it's sort of given me like a process that I know I can just have on my own before I come in, because a lot of times you're like it's like the first day of school all the time. So you kind of have to like just Yeah, that's what it feels like, you know? But I feel really lucky because everyone is so kind, and it helps when people are kind, because then you can just relax and play.
And it helps when Allie's like super talented.
Oh,
Like, let's be
yeah.
these two together, like stop it. Like, you know, she's a G. She's a G. We always say that, like, she's a G in everything that she does, and she always comes in ready to play. And like we see that through the show. So.
Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. All right.
And Allie's not the only one with Broadway chops. Understudy for Kerry Washington on Race, and then you took over for that as well.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I started in Joe Turner's Come and Gone. I understudied everybody. Never went on. And then understudied Kerry Washington. Went on one time after 9 months, and then took over with Dennis Haysbert and Eddie Izzard and Richard Thomas, which was amazing. And so that's funny because, you know, when the breaks came out, I got a lot of inboxes of, do you really need to scrub a toilet to like make it? I'm like, I sat on a green room couch with multiple degrees already thinking I was ready. And you just pay your dues because it's what you love. If it's what you love, there is no time limit and there is no graduation date. It's whenever it happens, it happens. And that's what I love about, and it does prep you in a weird way, because every night you have an audience that is paying, and you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if your co-star had a bad day or a cab ride, and that's gonna affect it, if they're gonna drop a line. So it makes you feel a little grounded in television, which is an oxymoron, because every day it's out of sequence, and it's the first day, every single scene. You're like, okay, we did the last shot of the movie the third day, you know, and I was like, you kind of want to go back at the end, like, now I know Nikki. Can I go back and do that again? They're like, nah, it's good. You know?
You good. Go home.
I think that
Go home. Go sleep.
Theater is great because, like, the way you apply theater to television or film it just makes you a seasoned actor in a sense, where it's not the same thing. Like, it's different mediums, like what Ali said. But if you can do theater, if you can do Shakespeare, say, so to speak, or Broadway or anything like that. You get rid of your nerves, the same nerves. If like, okay, so day one is with me, or if it's with somebody, or somebody's with you after watching, now they gotta come on and be on the show. And it's like all of a sudden they right in front of your face when they just watched 8 episodes the year before. I think if you get the chance to do theater, it seasons you, it gives you a direction as an actor, it gives you a plan as an actor. Lots of times when people don't come from theater and they come into television and film, they come from it's not rooted, so to speak. It can be depending on the personality, but and it doesn't mean it won't be effective. It's just that when you have it, you tend to have more courage. At least you have an acting background. You know, a lot of times you can come and be an actor in TV or film and not really have an acting background. So, you know what I mean? No, without a class is different than the actual action.
Like separate muscles, different muscles. Yeah.
Theater is great. Like it definitely different muscle, but it strengthens you as a talent in general. All the great actors can do. The great actors, all of them can do Broadway. All of them can do Shakespeare. They all can do, and they can do it technically. They can reach the back row without a microphone. You know what I mean? And they're great actors because they're in the moment. It's really what makes you a great actor, is just capturing the moment. So the really great ones, they're good at not getting ahead of themselves in a sense. Also not taking it so seriously. And then they're great at really capturing their own imagination, separating from themselves a little bit, and being committed to whatever the role is. So and theater really preps you extremely well for that. You know, if you get the chance to move from theater, sometimes people don't get the chance.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, I'm taking notes.
Yeah, you do. I just think it's cool because you get a beginning. Like Ali said, when you start a play, like you guys get to formate a family before you guys go out in front of the world. Yeah. With this, people assume that you were a family, not knowing that I met that person that first day on that first scene. Thank God it worked out. Like thank God.
Absolutely.
You know, but it's one of those things where you get the beginning, middle, and the end. So by the end, you've already worked up and pumped that. It's a race. You know, with this, it's not. And you do learn, if you come from stage or theater or anybody, whatever, you learn when you get to TV and film, it's such a different medium, and it's not easy either. They're all three different, and everybody needs to know. There's no, oh, I can go do this and go do that. You know, not at all.
Nah.
But at the same time, you get to find your own beginning, middle, and end, because by the time you've learned whatever your aesthetic is in theater, you've learned some sort of floor plan of how you work. That sets you up as a ground plan of just your process, whatever that may be. Yeah. And so you can apply that to anything. So that's why I think it's universal, and it makes you have a conversation, and you're not getting ahead of yourself because you don't know what's next in theater. There's no scene that's next. You know, you're just going off of however this goes. That's the next scene.
Yeah, the moment to moment.
Moment
to
is moment is moment is
and the end. Action, moment, the end. Hopefully the story was in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
somewhere.
I think it's like also very in accordance, like kind of like the early days of hip hop, like both things, as in like it's a first day every single day, and like a family that goes over like a long season, like with the way that you are starting a record label in the show. Oh, I mean, I thought I'd be to spoil it, but like things just are starting, but you're also bringing on new people on a regular basis, but it still has that core group, sort of like a Cash Money, sort of like an early Def Jam. Like,
Wow, thank you. That's great.
No, but it
like
feels
that.
great to watch. It feels great to watch. Like, what do you think is, and like this also this like resurgence, like they have the New Edition thing on BET. They have the.
I was watching it. I sent him a text. I said, I thought you only yell at me like that. He was like, I got enough to spread around, baby girl. I got enough to spread
Oh,
around.
he yells. Like, are you listening?
Yeah.
Dickie, are you
picking
listening?
that up? He's amazing.
Like, it's funny when he was yelling at you one time. I saw you. You're sitting like on a payphone with like a notebook in front of you, and I'm realizing that you were an assistant in the days without the internet and like a cell phone.
A Filofax. I had so many props because I was like, can't y'all just put this all in one little thing? They was like, no, you got a Filofax, you got a Rolodex, you got a backpack, you need pens.
Pager.
You got a pager. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like I got to make a page. I was like,
But the pager made me feel
We had
so
to
cool though.
find a
Definitely did.
payphone and
Definitely did.
import it to New York City to put it like for that scene. That was like a huge thing about getting a payphone.
In 1990, I was grown. Nobody here was grown with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it felt like on the set. You know, I'm like I can make sure that something wasn't there or was there.
Yes.
In 1990 for sure. I was in college. I was college age, and that's that. Yeah.
1990. I was only 1 year old.
I was one.
Yeah.
1 year old.
Stop bragging now.
Cats on
come
here
on.
was one. One.
Another.
Barely starting one.
Barely legal.
And one other thing I like about it, I sorry to keep coming to you, but was that you were very educated. You know, like
Extremely.
the character is very like was going to go to Harvard,
That
correct?
was the most intriguing part of the role to me. It seemed an amazing juxtaposition of status, what was in her head, what she looked like she should have known, and how much that affected what people thought of her without her opening her mouth. And once she started talking, they realized, I don't know if I really want to mess with her a little bit. I learned from her every single day. She grows so much in this series that it took me to I grew so much. I'm still processing it because we get 8 episodes, and I think that with Seath Mann and Dan Charnas and Maggie Molina, everybody tried to make sure that we told enough of the story to make it worth the viewers' like time, because they messed with us during the movie. So we want to actually bring them back, not pick up, not reinvent the wheel. We want that same authentic feel, and the writing was sick. And it was an honor to read it, to write it. I was like, how are we gonna execute this? It was like, Nikki does this, and I'm like, for real? I'm like doing push-ups like Nikki has to do it. Okay, like that's not until 4 episodes, but you felt that they knew that this was something because you get episode after episode like, oh my God, this gets better and better and bigger and bigger. And so we kind of had to work up to the role of putting on those shoes, you know? And so I think that when a script gives you shoes to fill, that's half the battle right there.
Just got to step right into it.
Yep.
Speaking of that, before stepping into what I saw, you had Dave East, T.I. made an appearance,
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
What other rappers do we have coming on the show?
I think we got Prince Paul came by again.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
right. Prince
That
Paul.
joint was fun.
Special Ed was there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he came
Special
through.
Ed was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, how could we forget Special Ed?
Y'all are gonna love
Special Ed.
episode 1. Y'all are gonna
It's
love
dope.
episode.
It's dope.
So I think we have some
Y'all
audience
know
questions.
Special Ed? Raise your hand. You heard of Special Ed.
Hey.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at the whole section over here. Is like,
Nah.
let me special education.
Who's special ed?
I'm not talking about
Slow
special
or something?
education. Okay.
Special education.
Not that.
So I think we got some
education
questions in the audience. Oh yeah, what's up? Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jordan. It's nice seeing all of you. My question is for you, Mac. you're one of my favorite artists. And before I get to my questions, I want to say New York: A Love Story is such a fantastic body of work.
Can you please clap it up, please? Yes.
My crib happens to be one of my favorite songs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I wanted to know, what is it that keeps you motivated? And what advice could you give somebody that's trying to make it? And also, what is your proudest moment of your career? And what do you see for yourself in the future?
Whoa.
It's like the White House press brief.
ahead, man.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a lot of questions. Okay, I'll start with maybe my proudest moment. My proudest moment was we got the first check from doing 90210, and previous to that, I was a kid from Stapleton Projects. Lived in the projects my entire life. And that was the first time that I've ever seen that much money. And it came straight to me. I was like, whoa, woo, Jesus, woo.
Bro.
So my proudest moment in my career still, to anything, what tops everything, is at 18. I was able to buy my mom a crib. That's the proudest moment for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, please.
What keeps me motivated? One, my family, of course, above everything. I have little nieces and nephews that look up to me. So those are they're like my kids. So I feel like I gotta make sure that they see something positive. We don't always see ourselves in positive lights. So if I can be a hero to them the way that Method Man and them were heroes to me, then I did my job. That's pretty much what keeps me motivated. And the work, being able to create. Like when you create something and you actually see it come to fruition and it becomes something living and breathing, there's nothing better than that feeling in the world. And what would I tell somebody who's just trying to get into this or just trying to do something positive? Just find something. Find something you love. Even if you just like it, just do it. Find something, do it, and just keep doing it. Don't stop for anything. Honestly, enough water droplets will break concrete. Like, just keep doing it. Consistency is key.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we have another question. Yes.
Hi, my name's Andre. Questions for Mac.
Speak to the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
All
Questions
good.
for Mac. New York Love Story was a dope album, like he said.
Thank you.
You had Method Man on Wild Things, and now he's playing your dad. How is that full circle from music to him playing your dad? And then also, how is the reunion with you and Wood from the show?
Like I said, I kind of grew up with meth. So even I remember when we first when we were first thinking about who to put on Wild Things for that project, and Salam was like, "Yo, why don't we just try Meth?" I'm like, "Yo, Meth would never do it, bruh. Like, nah, not at all."
Talk about Salam Remy, right?
Yeah, it's Salam Remy.
Yeah.
So one time we're shooting the video for Hennessy, and Salam calls me and he's like, "Yo, I got somebody that wants to talk to you." Passes the phone off, and Method Man's like, "Yo, man, this song better not be whack, my nigga." I'm like, "Oh, yo." I said, "Oh, all right, cool. Yo, just tell Salam to press play. I promise you're gonna like it." Put Salam back on the phone. I'm like, "Yo, we got it, son. It's a rap. We on." So no, it was dope. It was dope, and working with Wood again. Honestly, if you've seen The Wire, you know that we never got a chance to work together. But Wood is kind of like the angel over everybody on The Wire. So like, please. Seriously, no, y'all can clap for him for that.
Please.
For real, seriously. No, if you've ever seen The Wire, Wood is like the one that kind of looks after all of us, even all of the kids, especially. So.
Broke.
Nah, but so he always looked out for us. So it was amazing to actually get a chance to finally work with my angel.
And I think we have time for one more question.
Hi guys, my name is Chanel, and I just wanted to ask you, from Mr. Wood all the way to Mr. Wiles, what's next for you individually?
For me, you'll see this, and then maybe you'll see a couple of things. You'll see Blade Runner.
Ow!
I did Blade Runner the film. It comes out in October, and in between there, a couple of things. The Breaks is really what's next. It's not out quite yet.
Yeah.
And that'll run many weeks, so you'll be seeing a lot of us for many weeks. It's gonna spill into a whole lot of other things. One of them is Blade Runner, though, so I'm happy about that.
I have a couple indie films coming out, and also just did a really cool guest star on Blacklist, which airs next Thursday, I guess.
Hey.
Yeah.
So it's dope. I was on Broadway with Spader, so it was the first time I've seen him since 8 years ago. So it was cool because I was like, oh God, we're on TV together. Last time I was just like an understudy. So it was really cool. So yeah, so that's exciting. Yeah.
For me, it would be The Ballers season 3.
Hey.
And also definitely this. You know, hopefully you guys do multiple seasons, please. Thank you.
Yeah, please.
Did you take some weightlifting advice? You always bench pressing on the show. Now, was The Rock critiquing your form? You know, like I'm just curious because it seems like he'd be constantly judging everybody's form.
Yeah,
all
this
day.
man has 2 trailers, right? And then one of the trailers is a full-on gym. You know, and the time that The Rock wakes up to lift is 3 hours before set. Super hard-working dude. So I've never been near the gym when he's been in it. I've been sleeping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna email him like, yo, let me know what's good. Yeah, shoot me a text. Yeah, let me know what's good.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, definitely, it's the breaks.
Yeah.
Please support us.
7
Watch
seasons,
it.
8.
We put the time in. We put a blood, sweat, and tears in this, and we're really excited about it. So please support that. And then I also have a product campaign that's coming out nationally and internationally. So
No
it's gonna
big
be
deal.
starting soon.
No
I mean,
big
it's
deal.
no big
product?
deal.
I just
That's
saw
no
a
big deal.
product
You know,
campaign that's coming
Product.
Oh,
you know, it's no big
PRADA. They're nice.
No big deal. You know.
And Ali, you're playing someone. You're playing. You were just talking about the green room.
oh yeah,
Something
I've
with
been working on
horns.
the show. I'm sorry, say that again.
Something with horns.
Oh yeah, I'm playing a demon right now on.
What?
Yeah, that's right, the Prince of Hell. You better watch out. No, but the Breaks is coming out next week. I'm so excited about that, and I also have a show on right now called The Path. We're in season 2.
She's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's fun. It's all really different.
Allie got shows on every network.
Yeah, she out here.
Let's talk about how Allie got shows on every network.
Allie out here.
I've never seen so many. I've never been on a show before with so many actors with multiple shows at the same time. No, I mean it. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. That's 3 or 4 or 5 people with 2 shows.
Word.
And they're outstanding actors able to do both. And some of them are traveling east and west. And I mean, it's hard
Shout out
work.
to the production manager for managing those schedules.
Preach.
For real.
Mac, you debuted a song at a friend of mine's actual birthday party back in Saturday. Shouts to Greg Cali. What's up with you? What's next,
Jesus. Yeah, no, we have some new music coming out. We have a project dropping in March called After Hours.
Say it again, Mac. What's the name of that joint?
After Hours.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you hear
You gotta
his
say it
DJ
real
voice?
sexy.
Did
You
you
gotta
hear
say it
his
real sexy
DB
like
DJ
that.
voice?
Yeah.
Let Ali say it.
After Hours.
There we go. See?
That was like a little Maybach music.
That was nice. That was nice. That was really nice.
Special skills, everyone.
No, so we got the album After Hours. Well, I can't even really call it an album. It's more like a project, like an experience. It's more than just music. It's like a whole vibe. And then we also have Shots Fired, which is coming out March 22nd. So
Just a little show on Fox called
a
Shots Fired.
little show on Fox. You know, it's me, Sanaa Lathan, Helen Hunt, Richard Dreyfuss. Some cool people. You know, some really, really cool people. You might have heard of them.
Maybe you know.
Kind of like Prada.
Prada.
You know, Prada. Just like Prada.
Just this little clothing company called Prada.
Can we please make some noise for the cast of The Breaks? Don't forget, The Breaks debuts on Monday, 9/8 Central on VH1. Guys, thank you so much. Seriously.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.